Purpose of this video is to cover how to print using the desktop version of Loft Manager Online. I'm currently logged into the dashboard and I have the My Birds tab open here. With the exception of the Pairing tab, each of these other four tabs has their own print functionality associated with them, and I'll cover those one at a time. Since we already have the My Birds tab open, let's just go ahead and dive in and cover the print functionality here. You'll notice in the upper right hand corner I have a print button here, and if you haven't individually selected any birds for print or narrowed down your data set via search and you just click on the print button, it'll actually generate a report consisting of every bird in your database. I'm currently logged into John Boyle's account, and you may or may not be able to see this, but in the upper left hand corner it shows him as having 4,683 birds in his database. So this report, as you can imagine, is quite long. It's actually 2,079 pages long, right? So this is probably something that you wouldn't want to print. It would eat up a lot of ink and take a very long time. So one nifty thing that you can do, which I'm going to point out to you now since we've got this open, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this by clicking the plus sign here. And you'll notice that the PED comments column has quite a bit of content in it, right? In some cases, one or two paragraphs of content, which stretches the row out because it has nowhere else to go. We're trying to fit a lot of content in a very narrow column, and that's because we're displaying every column in the data table here. I think there's like 14 or 15 different columns here. So one trick to reduce the number of pages that you would print for any particular report is you can go into your options here in the top right corner, go to show hide columns, and you can simply just hide the PED comments column, which, as you'll notice, it actually hid that from the data table as well. Then go back into print, and now you'll notice that this new report is only 442 pages. So as you can see, that's a considerable difference of about a quarter of the size, just because we're hiding that PED comments column. And you can take this a step further and hide additional columns as well. I mean, we have the picture column, probably don't need that, so we can go to options, show hide columns. Let's hide pictures. And in fact, we could hide the race record and notes as well. Close it out, click on print again, and as you can see, the report looks much cleaner now because we have less columns to deal with and it doesn't look so crunched. So we actually brought this down to 273 pages, so that's not too bad. We can type in a report title, right? So you can type some meaningful description of the report. You know, whatever it is you want to type here. I'm just going to type my favorite birds. And click on update title, and you'll notice that that text is now appearing at the very top of the report. I'll zoom in on that so that you can see that a little better. And this is essentially a PDF viewer. So this document it's in PDF format. If you click on this double greater than sign symbol in the top right hand corner, it'll actually give you a menu with a number of different options that you can choose from. You'll more likely only be using the print and download, probably print more so than anything else, right? Hence the reason you're generating the report. If you click on print, it'll start compiling this into a printable document so that you can send it to your local printer, assuming you have a local printer set up and installed on your computer. I'll cancel out of this. And the other option that I want to point out to you is the download option. So if you click on that, you can actually just save this to your local computer as a PDF file, and then you can share it with somebody else. You can print it out and do anything you want with it. It's portable at that point. So I'll cancel out of that, and I'm going to go ahead and close this window real quick. And I want to show you some other features here. Let's say, for example, you don't want to print 4,683 birds. What you can do is you can individually select the birds that you want to print, right? So right now I just selected 4 birds by checking the checkbox in this far left hand column here. The birds that are selected or for print are highlighted in yellow. And if I go back to the print option, it'll generate a new report, and it only contains the 4 birds that are previously selected. Now you can take this a step further and you can select all of the birds for print. Maybe you want to exclude certain birds, like maybe I don't want to print this one, I don't want to print this one, and maybe check off a couple more, and then click on print. It'll actually generate a report consisting of every bird in your database except for those that you deselected. So that's also a convenient way of controlling which birds you wish to print. Additionally, you can narrow the search results down, right? I can type in BELG space 00, and so I just narrowed my data set down to 4 birds. And if you do that, you can just click on print. You don't have to worry about checking off any of these buttons or checkboxes or selecting all. You can just simply click on print, and it'll generate a new report consisting of only those birds that you, based on the criteria that based on the search criteria that you've entered. So, and that works the same up here. If you click on, I'm gonna clear search real quick. If you click on search and you type in, for the bird number, BELG, click on search, and then I go to print, and once again it only prints the data set based on the whatever search criteria you've entered there. So this is actually 59 pages consisting of the 994 birds that are in the data set right now as a result of the search. You can also print, I'm going to clear this out, you can also print from global search as well. So if I go to search entire database, click on search, and then I can select the birds that I want to print from here. All right. So if you try to print, obviously there's a lot of birds here. This is 626,917 birds. If you were to try to print all of these, it won't allow you to do that. Basically, the number of birds, I'm going to read this to you, it just says the number of bird records for your search criteria, which is 626,917, exceeds the maximum limit of 50,000 records. Please consider refining your search criteria to reduce the number of records to process. Essentially, it's just saying that there's way too many birds here to print. So despite the fact that you can print birds from the global database, you do need to, there is a limit. You do need to filter the criteria, your data set down to just the birds that you like to print. It won't let you print all 600,000 plus birds. It's just way too many. So you can come in here and you can select the ones that you want to print, but you won't be able to print all of the birds in the database. Not that you would want to anyways, but so there you have it again. I just did that. You can do, update the report title, whatever you want to type there. And it works the same. It's just a different data set, but it works the same way as working with your local database as well. So let's move forward to, let's jump over to the Progeny tab, just because Progeny is pretty much identical to MyBirds. It works the same way. You can check off the birds that you want to print. You can click on print, and it will generate a progeny report consisting of all the birds in this data table here. The biggest difference here is that this actually automatically populates the report title where it says progeny of, and it has the band number A-23160/01. You can change that. You don't have to use that. You can put something else there if you prefer. You also notice that PED comments again has a couple paragraphs of text, which is stretching out those columns and basically multiplying the number of pages that you would have to print in order to print this. So again, you can go into options, show hide columns, you can hide PED comments, close this out, print, and now you can see that this report's actually been reduced to just one page. So the options and the ability to show and hide columns for the progeny tab is independent of the options to show and hide columns for the MyBirds tab. Those are two different data tables. They work completely independently of each other, so keep that in mind. If you hide a column or two from one table, it does not impact the other. So those are pretty much identical. The pedigree tab, the print option here gives you a number of different formats. This is actually printed out in a basically in a PDF that you can share with others. You can download it to your computer, or you can print this out. This here's landscape view. You've got portrait, different view types. You've got classic. Okay, and this report, all of these print jobs here, of course, correlate to the whatever bird is that you currently have selected for pedigree. So if you go back to MyBirds, if you want to print the pedigree for a different bird, you would have to first go ahead and click on the band number for that bird, right? And that jumps over to pedigree tab. It updates all the data here for that particular bird. And again, just click on print, and then click your preferred format for the print job. I'll just click on landscape for an example. Clicking on portrait. So that's pretty much how that works. And with that said, I'm going to jump over to the main tab to wrap this up, just because this works the same way. There's a print button here, and when you click on that, you can print the pedigree from here as well. So when you click on pedigree from here, again, it gives you the different layouts that you can choose from, and if you click on one of those, it will print the pedigree for whatever bird you have currently selected on the pedigree tab. So in this case, AA-21849, if I go back to pedigree, that's the bird that I have on the pedigree tab, AA-21849. So keep in mind that if you're on the main tab, you go to print pedigree, whatever option you choose here, it's going to print whatever bird you currently have selected on your pedigree page. The other option that we have is you can go to print nest cards. Okay, if you click on that, there's a number of different nest cards that you can print. 8.5 by 11. You do 4 3x5s. 2 4x6. And last but not least, we have 1 4x6. Alright, so I'm going to jump back to the dashboard here, and I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. That pretty much covers all of the print options. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot us an email. Thanks for watching.